Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel So Little Time, and my name is Karyn. So I hope you're all doing really well, and thank you very much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my plans for So Frugal 2023. Thank you very much to both Ruan and Sam for hosting this challenge in its third year. I really do like taking part in this challenge, so yeah, thank you so much. I'm sure that you've been following along with the vlog hop tour that's been taking place throughout this month, and I'm sure you understand all of the rules as well that need to go hand in hand with taking part in this challenge. So I'm not going to go into any of those details, as I'm sure you've heard them all already. I've actually managed to get my fabric stash out of my cupboards to have a look what fabric I have available, and over the last few years it has significantly reduced, which I'm quite happy about, because I did have quite a large stash after lockdown, because I did buy quite a lot during that time, but it was also quite nice to be able to shop my stash over the last couple of years, and I have been doing that this year as well, consciously, but I have found that I am quite short on certain types of fabrics. So the fabrics that I have picked out are dictating what style of fabric that I have been looking for on the free pattern front. So I've come across two new free pattern websites, to me anyway. I think a couple of these may well have been mentioned before in previous vloggers videos, and also I think one of the patterns has been mentioned before as well. So yeah, I'll share with you the fabrics that I've managed to pick out and the garments that I'm hoping that will kind of go with those. I do also enjoy going on to the Peppermint Magazine website, Mood Fabrics, and also fabricsstore.com for free patterns. I have used them all in the past and I do really enjoy their website, but I haven't picked any of there this time around. So the first new to me website was called Sew Savory, and I think the lady who runs that is called Emily, and I have picked off one pattern from her website, and it is the free jumpsuit pattern. I would say it's more of a dungaree style because it is very similar to the Waves and Wild Heyday dungarees, and I'll insert a photo of what the pattern looks like. And the fabric that I've chosen to pair up with that style is this cotton fabric that I won about 4 years ago now. I think it was from Selvage and Bolts. Yes, that's right. It was from Selvage and Bolts, and it's a cotton fabric, but it is very, very heavyweight. So it's very similar to sort of a canvas style weight fabric. It's actually floral on there, but it also from afar looks quite animal printy, I would say, which isn't a print that I usually go for, so I am quite pleased that it's got flowers on there. This is also quite a sort of light colourway for me. I don't usually go for things as light as that in the beige sort of format anyway, but I think that would look okay as a pair of dungarees. So this is a more relaxed style dungaree than what I usually wear. The ones I've got on at the moment are a bit more of a fitted style, and these are the ones that I copied from a ready-to-wear pair, and they're sort of more sort of fitted to your body than compared to this style. So this is a slightly different style for me, and I've not made any like this before, so I'm not really sure what the fit will come up on me like, but I am planning to size down by one size. Now this particular pattern comes in sizes extra small through to extra large. I'm guessing that's 3XL. So a really good size range for you there, and it looks a really simple pattern to sew as well. Now on this particular website there are ever such a lot of ads on there, unfortunately, but I think that comes hand in hand with some of these free pattern websites. The lady does have a little YouTube clip on there where she's done a speeded up version of herself sewing this, and I can see that it is a really simple make, although I think I may do a few changes to it if I do end up making this pattern, because it doesn't have any facings or anything like that. So the way that she's kind of stitched on the loops where you sort of thread the straps through to tie them up, you just sort of sew them on from the inside, and I would prefer that to have that kind of sandwiched in between a facing. I just prefer that finish, so that is something that I'd probably end up doing as an add-on to the pattern. But yeah, I think this fabric would be more or less suitable for it. It's a little bit bolder than I would perhaps usually go for in that style of dungaree, although these are quite loud, I suppose, and so are the ones that I copied them from. But I suppose they've got a black background, so it's not so loud. I think it's because this is quite a light background, it's a little bit more sort of noticeable, I suppose. But I think once it's made up, it might look okay. Now, it does have a front bib pocket on it. So I was thinking if I was to make them up, then I would perhaps do the front bib pocket in a contrast colour, maybe just the cream or the black or something like that. It does also have hip pockets, which are patch pockets that you just sew onto the front. I may leave those off completely or do them in this fabric so that they don't stand out, because I'd rather not have those ones stand out. I'd rather have them just kind of blend in, but I'll have to see. I can sort of add them on last minute, I think. The other fabric that I've picked out from my stash is a cotton lawn fabric that I got from Felicity Fabrics initially. And I did buy this with a blouse pattern in mind, but I can't remember what blouse it was now. And so yeah, this is a cotton lawn. So it does have a little bit of structure to it. So not loads and loads of drape, but I really like the colours in this. I think this will be lovely for sort of spring, summer. So it's a sort of pinky background and it's got birds and foliage all over it. Yeah, really, really pretty. I think I've got about 1.5 meters there of that, so more than enough for a blouse. And the website that I found some blouse patterns from is from Tiana's Closet. So the first one that I've come across is the Gemma Blouse, which I'll insert a photo of here, and that's got a really nice ruffle neckline detail, which I think is really pretty, and straight sleeves. I'm not sure how long the blouse is because the picture shows it being tucked in, but it looks a fairly simple sew, and I think that fabric will hold the ruffle sort of collar really nicely. The next one is the Karyn, I think it's Karyn. I'm Karyn with an EN. This is Karyn with a YN. So I'm assuming you say Karyn. Ruffle detail top. So this is a really pretty one as well. I'll insert the photo of that. It's got a keyhole opening at the back, which I think you just do up with a loop and button closure. And then it's got some really cute sort of frill sleeves. I really like that. And again, I think with this fabric, it would hold that frill detail really nicely. I do have other viscose and crepe fabrics in my stash that would perhaps be suitable for the blouse patterns that I'm talking about. But I just picked this one out because I knew it had been sat there for quite a while and hasn't got any plans for it at the moment. I think some of my other fabrics I do kind of have lined up for other patterns. The next pattern that I've come across is the Paulie Peter Pan collar blouse. Now another vlogger actually mentioned this one, so I've kind of come off the back of her video and found this blouse, and it's got little short puff sleeves, so again I'll insert a photo, and it's got a Peter Pan collar, so I think that's a really nice feature, and I do quite like a Peter Pan collar, although I have nothing in my wardrobe with that on. So again, I think perhaps this fabric would work for that. It would look quite nice with a contrast collar, and maybe having a contrast for the cuffs. If I could pick out a colour in there, maybe the green or something. I'd have to have a look to see if I've got anything contrasting in my stash for it. But yeah, I really liked those blouse patterns, and they all looked pretty sort of simple sew. The sizes for those all come in extra, extra small through to 5XL. So again, really good size range there. This is another website that has a lot of ads on it as well. I think the pattern instructions are actually on the website itself, so you kind of have to scroll through. I don't think you can print them off. I haven't looked into it properly as yet. But obviously the PDF pattern you just print off and can either print in A4. I think it's A4, whether it has an A0 option, I don't think it does. I think it's A4 if I'm honest. And then the last pattern that I looked at is one that I've spoken to you about before actually, because it's very similar to the Colette Moneta dress. Now this is a free pattern from the Little Lizard King website, and it's the Styla Patterns Galena dress. And I really do like the look of this, so I'll insert a photo of that as well. This comes in US sizes 0 to 32. And it has, it's made from jersey fabric. So I've picked out some jersey from my stash. Well, it's actually a Ponte weight fabric, so I don't actually know if this is going to be too heavy for it. But for a Ponte, this actually is fairly thin, I would say, and I think it's got a little bit of drape. Now, this is another fabric that is a little bit monotone. Don't usually go for this colourway. Like I say, I don't wear very much black usually, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it looks quite nice with the red, but you know, with just the black and white on me, I'm not too sure. And whether this will have enough drape for that style of dress, because it's got sort of balloon style sleeves, which do need the drape of the fabric. But yeah, I think this has a little bit of drape to it for a Ponte. I got this fabric again ever such a long time ago from Girl Charlie Fabrics when they were trading in the UK. So yeah, quite a long while ago now. And this has just been sat in my stash for ever such a long time. I've got 2 meters of it, maybe even 2.5. There's more than enough fabric there, I think, to make that dress at least. And that is a dress that I really do want to try out anyway. So if I don't get around to making it for this challenge, I could use this fabric as my toile version of it, just to see how I like the style and the fit on me. Yeah, so those are the patterns then that I've sort of found for me to try out. I am just going to be making one, as I've got a really busy month this month. So by the time this video goes out, I'm hoping that I will be either nearly finished or partway through at least of making these. Yeah, so that's the ones. Let me know if you've got a favourite, or if you have actually made any of these patterns before. Let me know. I'd be interested to hear how you got on. I hope you've been enjoying following along with all the other vlogging and inspiration videos that have come about during this challenge. I've really enjoyed following along and seeing what everybody else's plans are, and I've come across some other websites as well that I've not heard of, and you know, there have been some that I've been interested for children's patterns as well. So yeah, so that's my plans. I will crack on with making a decision as of today to which one I'm going to be making moving forwards, and I'll share with you a video at the end of the month as to which one I ended up making. So thank you very much for joining me today. Please do give this video a like, and if you are new here, please consider subscribing. It's free. That would be lovely. Thank you very much, and I shall see you all again soon. Take care. Bye.